Keep watching if you want to learn how to crochet the most basic beginner sweater using only single crochet. You can use any yarn. I'm using this Baby Rainbow Category 4 yarn in Silver Dollar. You'll need 2 crochet hooks, a small one and a big one. I'm using a size 3.5mm and a size 6mm. So you might want to take some measurements before getting started. An easy way to do this is to use another sweater that you like the fit of. You'll need to measure how thick you want the ribbing to be, the width and height of the sweater, the arm length, and the width of the neckline. You can also just measure on yourself as you go. We're first going to make the front and back panels by starting with the ribbing along the bottom. Grab your smaller hook and chain 16. You can shorten or lengthen this chain if you want the ribbing to be a different thickness. Then you're going to insert into the second chain from the hook and do a single crochet. So yarn over, pull through 1 loop, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops all the way down the chain. At the end of the row, chain 1 and turn, then insert your hook into the back loop only and work a single crochet. Repeat to the end of the row, only working in the back loops. Again, chain 1 and turn, and keep working rows of back loop single crochet until you have the width of your sweater. Then switch to the larger hook and you're going to work a row of single crochet along one edge of the ribbing. So you're going to put 1 single crochet into each row of ribbing. I had 85 rows, so I'm going to do 85 single crochet. Then just work rows of normal single crochet until you have the correct height. After you finish the last row, you'll need to do a border of single crochet that goes down one edge along the bottom and up the other edge. To get around the corners, work 3 single crochet into each corner and make sure to change to your smaller hook when working along the ribbing. Then make another piece that's exactly the same. This is part 2 of how to make the easiest crochet sweater using only single crochet. In this part, I'm going to show you how to make the arms. First, we're going to make the cuff, which starts the same as what you did for the ribbing in the front and back panel. So chain 16 or the same amount of chains that you did for the ribbing, and just work rows of back loop single crochet until you have a strip that's long enough to wrap around your arm. Then we need to connect the 2 ends, so you're going to insert your hook under both loops of that first stitch and then into the corresponding chain in the beginning and work a single crochet. Then just keep working single crochet down the row, connecting those 2 ends, and that'll give you your cuff. Change to your larger hook, and again we're going to work a row of single crochet around the edge, but this time you're going to work 1 single crochet into the first row of ribbing and then 2 single crochet into the next row, and keep repeating that pattern all the way around, and you should end up with a multiple of 3. When you get back to the beginning, slip stitch into the first single crochet, chain 1 and turn, and that counts as your first round. Then in the next 8 rounds, you're just going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and again when you get to the beginning, slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round, chain 1 and turn. So you'll end up with 9 rounds just like that, and in the 10th round we're going to do our first increase row. Here's how the increases work. You should have a multiple of 3 single crochet. I have 42. I'm going to divide that by 3, which is 14, so I'm going to work an increase in every 14th stitch. So I'll have 3 increases total in that round. So here you'll see me do an increase, which just means you put 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So after the increase row, you're going to work 9 more rows of just 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and then again in the 10th row, you're going to work another increase row. So for me, that would mean I put an increase in every 15th stitch, or for you, however many stitches you have divided by 3. You're going to keep working that pattern, putting 3 increases in every 10th row until you have the correct arm length. You can adjust the frequency of your increase rows if you want it to taper out more or be tighter, so for example you could increase in every 7th row. This is part 3 of how to crochet the easiest sweater using only single crochet. In this part I'm going to show you how to assemble the sweater. So you should have 2 arm pieces and then your front and back panel, and you'll be ready to go. First we're going to sew up the sides of the front and back panel, so stack them one on top of the other and make sure you have the prettiest sides on the inside because those will end up being the outside. We're going to leave a space at the top for the armhole, so you'll want to count the number of stitches you have around the top of your armhole, divide that number by 2, and that's how many stitches you're going to count down from the top of both the front and back panel. And then from that point, you're going to sew both pieces together all the way down to the bottom on each side. So here's an example. I'm actually starting at the bottom corner, and you'll want to use your smaller hook for the ribbing portion. And then insert your hook through those first stitches in the corner going through both front and back panels. Pull your yarn through, chain 1, and work a single crochet into that same space. Then keep working single crochet going through the stitches on both panels until you reach that point before the armhole. So remember, we're using the smaller hook for this first ribbing portion, and then you're going to change to your larger hook for the rest of the way up, which I'm about to show right here. And then work your way up, and then once you reach that point before the armhole, go ahead and fasten off, and do that to both sides. So you can see right here where I left that space for the arm. Next, we're gonna sew along the top, and we're gonna leave an opening for the neck. So you wanna measure how wide you want your neck hole. Again, you can use another sweater or yourself for reference. And then you'll wanna measure the width of your sweater so that you can center the width of your neck hole. You can see I put stitch markers where the neck hole will be and made sure that it was the same length on either side. So then start in one corner at the top of your sweater and insert your larger hook this time through both corner stitches and work single crochet the same way we did for the sides until you reach the point of your neck hole. So you can see that stitch marker right there. And I want to point out that the single crochets don't always line up perfectly. Remember, this is handmade and there are going to be imperfections, and that's what makes it so special. So just do the best you can. So I did that to both sides, again fastening off each time, and you should have a space for your neck that fits over your head. Now we're going to attach the arms. You should have the area where you ended and began each row on the arms at the bottom, just to make it look nice. We're going to start at the armpit area, so insert your larger hook into the main portion of the sweater and then through the stitch in your arm, and go ahead and pull your yarn through, chain 1 and single crochet into that same space. Then single crochet all around the arm, just like this, going in through the main portion of the sweater and then through the arm, working single crochet until you get to the beginning and fasten off. Do that on both sides. We're almost done. You just have to do the neckline. Go watch part 4. This is part 4 of how to make the easiest crochet sweater using only single crochet. In this part, I'm showing you how to make the neckline. So you're going to start by making a chain that's however tall you want your neckline to be. So if you want more of a turtleneck, make a longer chain. I went with 9 chains, so I'll have 8 single crochet. So then work 1 single crochet in each chain going down. And we're working this in the same way we've done the rest of the ribbing. So just chain 1, turn, and then back loop single crochet until you have the correct length of your neckline. And the way that you know you have your length is by counting the number of stitches you have around your neckline on your sweater and make that number of rows. So then again, I'm attaching both sides the same way that we did for the arm cuffs. So just working single crochet going into the stitches on both ends all the way down. And then we're going to switch to our larger hook and work a single crochet into each row of the ribbing all the way around. So just 1 single crochet into each row. Once you get to the beginning of the row, go ahead and slip stitch into that first single crochet, chain 1 and turn, and then do 1 more row of single crochet all the way around. Again, slip stitch into the beginning. And now we are going to sew the neckline onto our sweater. So you can keep it attached still, you don't need to fasten off. Grab your sweater, you can see where that neckline is. And then we're going to start just in one corner of the neck, insert into the main portion, and then I'm just pulling that loop from the neckline through, chain 1, and then single crochet into both stitches from the sweater and then from the neckline all the way around, just working single crochet. Then you can fasten off, weave in all your ends, and that's it. You did it!